It was my idea to visit Yaya Nina, seeing as we were in Miami and so close. My dad agreed without much fuss. I'm guessing because he was happy about my college news. She might not recognize you, he warned. Why not? It's been 11 years. I don't know what kind of shape she's in. We had to look up the facility in the phone book. It was a single-level red brick structure with pale green carpet and easy-listening music playing over the speakers. We asked for my grandmother at the front desk. When they brought her out, she was in a wheelchair, and since we hadn't called ahead, I thought she'd be surprised to see us. But she quickly took my hand and smiled, causing her face to wrinkle into so many lines it seemed as if she were drawn with an etch-a-sketch. Her cheekbones nearly pushed through her tan skin, and her straight hair, silver and white, still hung over her forehead in bangs. Her grip was strong. You I want to talk to, she told me, ignoring my dad. She motioned the orderly to take us down the hall, and I looked back at my father, who nodded as if to say, do as she wants. We left him in the lobby, went to her room together, and started talking. That conversation changed everything. You got big, she said. Yeah, very tall now, I guess. And what are you going to do with your life? I don't know. I like music. Like your mother. She pointed to a glass of water, which I retrieved from her bureau. She took a long sip, then put the glass down so deliberately you'd have thought it contained explosives. So, Alfie, she said, got any cigarettes? Yeah, I laughed. They let you smoke in here? Of course not. That's why I asked. She ran her gaze up and down my body. I remembered as a child feeling that whenever she looked at me, there was something she wasn't saying. I felt that way now. You have to understand, she suddenly blurted out. I was very angry at your father, keeping us apart all these years. Last time I saw you, you were a child. Now look at what I missed. Terrible. Her voice rose to a frustrated pitch. I shouldn't have screamed at him, but I couldn't help it. I was mad. When did you scream at him? Just now, when you came in. Yaya, I said softly. You didn't say a word to him. She waved her fingers dismissively. The first time. I reamed him out pretty good. What are you talking about? She stared straight at me, boring her eyes into mine. I felt myself swallow. Then, as if finishing a test, she relaxed and leaned back. You know what I'm talking about. She grinned. You can do it too. It turned out, boss, that my grandmother had the same power as me. So did her brother and her father, she said. There was no explanation other than it seemed to pass from a loved one just before they died, as if knowing, with death looming, that it needed a new host. When was your first time? Yaya asked me. Mom dying. You saw that twice? Yes. She nodded and looked to the window. Makes sense. It's usually a heartbreak that starts it. You want so badly to undo something, and then it just happens. She shrugged. Your mother's power must have passed to you, like my father's passed to me. Are we the only people in the world who can do this? I don't know anyone else. Do you? Yeah, I didn't know you could do it until just now. Yes, well, she clasped her hands together. Now you do. When was your first time? She hesitated. When I was 10, just after my father passed away. What caused it? There was this old man in our neighborhood, always wore a brown suit and hat. And one day when my mother went to the grocery store, he came by the house. I was alone. He asked if I liked chocolate cake. He said he would give me some if I did something for him. What? Something a young girl should never be asked to do. Oh, no. She looked down. Before he could touch me, I ran out the door. I hid in the trees all day, crying and wishing I had gone with my mother. I fell asleep on the ground. When I woke up, It was morning again, and I was back in bed. Same clothes, same breakfast. I thought I was dreaming. This time, I went to the store and I held my mother's arm. I screamed when she tried to let go. Did you ever see that man again? Once, a few years later. I was with my friends at the boardwalk. He walked by in his brown suit, and I pointed and started yelling, "Creeper! Creeper!" He ran away. "Wow," I said. "Yes." "And after that, did you start time jumping?" "Oh, eventually, yes. I did many things over. Not so much anymore." She leaned in, her voice lowered. "Alfie." "Uh-huh. Have you told your father?" "No." She leaned back. "Better that way, I guess." We sat there in the hung silence that follows a confession. I suddenly felt so connected to my grandmother. I also realized I had just taken part in one of her time jumps and had no idea what had happened the first go-around, except that she yelled at my father. So this was what it felt like for everyone I had affected that way. It felt like nothing. She tried to change the mood. She tapped my thigh. "So, you got a girlfriend?" "Not really. There's just one girl." "Tell me?" "Not much to tell." "You love her?" "Come on, Yaya." "What? We haven't even gone out yet." "Well," she straightened her dress in her lap, "just be careful." "What do you mean?" "Your power. It's very tempting with love. You'll think you can make everything perfect." She grabbed my hand. "You can't, okay? You understand?" "Yes, Yaya." She released her grip. Her shoulders drooped. "I'm tired, Alfie. I didn't know you were coming. You should call next time so I can drink some coffee before you get here." She looked toward the door. "Call for the nurse. I want to get back into bed." "Wait, Yaya." There was so much more I wanted to know. "Why do we only get to go back once?" I asked. She scratched her head, then looked at her fingers. "I really wish I had a cigarette." "Yaya, did you hear me? Why do we only get to go back once?" She sighed as if it were obvious. "Alfie, if you keep getting second chances, you won't learn a damn thing.